especially to you, sir. I am CPM Restauro, taking up Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, major in Social Studies. So, my favorite artist is Vincent van Gogh, and one of my favorite arts of him is The Starry Night.
So Vincent van Gogh painted Starry Night in 1889 during his stay at the asylum of Saint Paul de Mausole near Saint Remy de Provence. Van Gogh lived well in the hospital. He was allowed more freedoms than any of the other patients. If attended, he could leave the hospital grounds. He was allowed to paint, read, and withdraw into his own room. He was even given a studio. While he suffered from occasional relapse into paranoid and fits, officially he had been diagnosed with epileptic fits. It seemed his mental health was recovering. Notice the brush strokes for the sky. They swirl, each dab of color rolling with the clouds around the stars and moon. In the cypress tree, they bend with the curve of the branches. The whole effect is ethereal and dreamlike. The hills easily roll down into the little village below. In contrast, the town is straight up and down, done with rigid lines that interrupt the flow of the brush strokes. Tiny little trees soften the inflexibility of the town, bringing nature into the unnaturalness of building. One of the biggest points of interest about this painting is that it came entirely from Van Gogh's imagination. None of the scenery matches the area surrounding St. Paul or the view of his window. As a man who religiously paints what he sees, it is a remarkable break from Van Gogh's normal work. The contrast in styles plays unnatural dreams versus reality. Nature could even be attributed by the divine in his work. So perhaps it is a reference to a Van Gogh's family who doubted the success of his career, with the notable exception of his brother. It could be that Van Gogh simply wanted to breathe in the higher power into his art. As he grew up in a religious household, divide the painting into three parts. The sky is the divine. It is by far the most dreamlike, unreal part of the painting, beyond human comprehension and just out of reach. Go down one level of the cypress, the hills, and the other trees of the ground. They bend and swirl, still soft angles that match the soft swirls of the sky. The last part is the village. The straight lines and sharp angles divide it from the rest of the painting, seemingly separating it from the heavens of the sky. However, note that dots of the trees roll through the village, how the spire of the church stretches up the sky. Van Gogh brings God into the village.